Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of West Grey. Today, here we are in something that is very unique. Hasn't been done in 300 or 400 years at minimum, and a lot longer here in Grey County. But we have what is being called a dry stone building being built right here in West Grey, and there's a tremendous festival going on to celebrate this with masonry individuals coming from Europe, coming from all over North America to participate in the weekend events that will happen here at Ground Effects Landscape Harvest Room Building Center here in West Grey, just outside of Hanover in Bentinck Township on the north 2nd of Bentinck, just north of Highway 4. A lot of advertising is out there for this. A lot of advertising and note will be on the West Grey website for anybody that wants to come. And I have the privilege of being here this morning and seeing the work in its midsection, its infancy, as what we would say here. I'd like to welcome Dean McClellan, who is leading this exposition with us and getting everything ready to go for the Stonewurx Festival that starts on the 28th, 29th, and 30th of September. So, Dean, how's things going this morning?
Good. Thank you very much. Really good. Really good.
Well, thank you very much for taking time away from your hammer.
Oh, no problem.
And
take a break.
It is. Oh, this is coffee break time.
Yeah, that's right.
Or did they have coffee back then?
That's right.
A lot of it comes from
Scotch, eh?
Yeah. It is a Scottish feature and whatnot. Dean is a local. Are you an artisan or a laborer?
There's a bit of both, I think. It depends who you ask. To the clients, you want to be a bit of an artisan. Yeah. To the other guys working, you're just a construction guy.
Construction guy here. Fascinating. This is a dry stone individual, and can you give us just kind of an overview or an oversight of what dry stone is? Because
Sure.
we all know about all this mortar and everything else, and that does not exist in this type of a building.
It's the oldest form of building in the world, really, is dry stone construction. You see it in Machu Picchu. You can see it all over Scotland. There's structures there that are over 5,000 years of age, older than the pyramids, in fact. And there's all different forms and different techniques of doing dry stone walling. But for the most part, you're basically just using most of the stonework without any mortar, is what it comes down to. I learned the technique through the British Dry Stone Walling Association. I'm a professional member of their group there, and that's why we have a lot of those English guys coming over, and some Scots, and a bunch of Americans. And we're running a certification scheme here. We're doing all that kind of process with it. Basically, there's a lot of rules I follow to building it. As you're running stone inwards, you're ending up with things like through stones that tie in through the building.
Yes, we can see over there. And
there's things like a scarcement on the bottom that actually acts as a floating pad for the structure, which allows it to work with the frost, rather than if it's mortar, it's going to heave once and it's going to crack and then it's done. Mm-hmm. So in theory, this building should outlast most stuff in the town. in this whole area, this should outlast it. But the funny thing is, all the old Scots and Germans and stuff that came over about 150 years ago, they built all their barn foundation, all their homes out of stone in the exact same process, but with a bit of mortar just to block the wind and to block the cold and that kind of stuff. So it's the exact same technique that's been going on for hundreds and thousands of years, really. And we're just trying to promote this craft here. We're trying to teach it as a viable means of incorporating it into landscaping, really, is what it comes down to. And Tim Kramer has been gracious enough to help host the event here. He's been doing a lot of legwork to set it up, and it's been great to be a part of it, really. He's taking a big flyer on me, I'll tell you.
Well, he is very innovative and comes up with a number of ideas. In your work, excuse me, your work itself, we have seen, and I've seen some of your work, has been mostly, as you said, with the landscaping business, fencing, decks type of thing, patio type of stone and whatnot. Is this the first one that you've really done to this size and magnitude?
This is the biggest one I've done. I have one behind my place in Holstein that's about half the size. Then we did one about 3 or 4 years ago in Grand Valley, a real true Scottish black house with a rounded stone ends and a green living roof and stuff. Similar to what we're going to have over here with that big roof structure there. That's awfully intimidating for me. So it's going to be the same sort of process. Tim has all sorts of plans on the stuff that he's going to put on top, the method of planting it and that sort of thing. So, and it helps with the heat. It helps keep the heat in. with the Rumford fireplace that we've constructed, and it should be quite a sight afterwards. And this is by far the biggest one that we've done.
And it will be, with this one, as you said, it will have the green roof on it.
Yep.
As you said, it'll keep, as the Scots, and as we know here in January and February, keep the heat in.
Yep.
But it has the opposite effect of keeping
Yeah, it does.
a structure like this cool in the summertime.
It really helps. Even when you touch the stone now, it's quite cool on this side. You walk around the other side, and that's why we're on this side kind of thing right now. We're trying to stay cool away from the sun, you know. So you meander around as the sun comes up here. You end up working in circles.
Keep working your way around out of the sunshine.
Yeah.
Interesting. A lot of stone. I was a farmer in Egremont Township, farmed in Gunnell Township, so I'm not not adverse from handling stone, but not flat stone like this. They're kind of little round things that you like to throw away.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of weight. What is the weight or the density, or however you want to describe it, in one of these walls?
The base work that we're putting in is about 3 feet wide at the base. At the 7-foot point, is coming up to about 22 inches in thickness. Coming up to at the 7-foot point up here. And then we're going to have the gabled ends. You're running at about a ton of stone every linear foot in the structure at 7 feet in height. So it does add up. It's about 120 feet round on the perimeter. So you're looking at probably about 135 tons of stone that's going to go into this building, which is considerable. It's considerable.
And in saying in that stone, and I was doing a little bit of jesting in that we have a lot of stone here in and around in Grey County, but this is not what we would see in a barn foundation, a field stone per se. Yeah. A lot of this stone has come from...
It's come from some of the Madoc area and a lot of it from the Owen Sound area. So it's not that far away. For stone to travel, like I use stone from... I've done projects with people who brought stone from England for some of my clients and stuff, just depending on where you go, you know. And so I don't consider that far. Farmers now are very smart. They know the price of their stone. So it actually costs me more money now to get stone from a farmer than it does from a quarry. And I'm getting nice linear kind of pieces, which is really what you want for a building of this kind of size and structure. Back in the day, they would have split the field stones. And they would have done it the same way. They would have used a little bit of mortar mixed in with it, most likely. But it would have been all started off, and I've done this, considerable time. You split the ground granite boulders and you square them off, and that's what you see. And they're beautiful structures all around this area. Like, there's some of the best stonework in the world is around here. It really is. When you see a coarse granite barn, there's nothing more beautiful. Really, really gorgeous. And really nice.
What it does take, though, to keep that wall there, you've got to keep animals in it. You've got to keep it. What is, the life expectancy of this? Is obviously 5,000 years we've had them up there.
Yeah, but I'm hoping if we get a few hundred years is what, and they do require a bit of maintenance, but I'm hoping for a few hundred years.
Yeah. So, I think that we're getting the kick from the boss, Dean, that your coffee break is over.
That's it. Back to work.
We would I look forward to the weekend itself. There's a lot of, as you said, artisans going to be here. There's a lot of stonemasons coming, as we've discussed, from all over the United States, from as far away as Washington, into New York State, down into the southern states as well too, from England, from Europe. There's stonemasons coming to do this. I wish you luck. I will see you. I don't know whether I'm going to bring my hammer or my hard hat, but I will bring my encouragement that we can see this to completion. Look forward
thank you very much.
Thanks for taking the time
this
morning, Dean.
No
and
problem.
We will catch up with you at the last weekend in September. That's the 28th, 29th, and 30th for the festival.
Perfect.
Stonewurx Festival here in West Grey on the just north of Highway 4 on the 2nd of Bentic Township in West Grey. We're here today in front of the Dry Stone Building in West Grey at Ground Effects Landscaping. With me is Tim Kramer, the owner of Ground Effects Landscaping here. And you're having a bit of a festival, from what I understand, to celebrate the building and the construction of this massive project you have going on here, Tim. Tell us about what you're thinking. Well, when does it start?
Well, the festival starts September 28th, 29th, 30th, and we have several individuals from England, master craftsmen, coming over to help us work on this fine structure, this stone stable. And when Dean McClellan introduced us to this opportunity. We couldn't turn it down, to have a building quite like this on our property. So we decided to take it one step further and turn it into a great weekend event. And kind of with the help of Deb Fawcett, our promotions girl, we'll say, we have created a weekend of fun for all the kids and family and everybody, with free admission all weekend long to take in a fishing derby. We've got some artists and vendors going to be on site all weekend, and then we're going to cap off the event on Saturday night with the Hanover Lions Club hosting a Rib Fest dinner, and then we have a dance in the big entertainment tent following that. On the Sunday afterwards, we have what we're calling a raising of the roof, sort of opening and closing ceremony. So behind us we're going to have a crane come in and lift on the green roof to sort of finalize the stable. And yeah, we're just looking for a big weekend of fun. And
so you said that there was a lot of Europeans, and this being a Scottish, you were having a rib fest. Is there any other of those Scottish traditions that will be available here for any of the individuals that are coming?
Well, there may be some Scottish scotch in the entertainment tent. We have Newstead Springs Brewery is going to be represented here on the weekend. And
entertainment. Are we going to have Scottish girls dancing the Highland Fling, or is that after the Scotch that we'll have
that may
individuals doing the Highland Fling?
Maybe after the Scotch, but we will, Saturday night is the Beggars Road Band from Owen Sound doing some Celtic music for us in the evening, and from 8 till midnight, I believe it is.
Or unless we can encourage them to go longer and bypass the West Grey Sound noise bylaw.
Exactly. We cannot predict these things, so as long as everybody goes in with an open mind, we'll have a lot of fun.
Things will be great. So you're having a tent here. You talked about children's activities, a small fishing derby in the pond. Other student activities coming about as well too?
Yes, we've got, that's another major component of the weekend that I forgot to mention, is that there is 65 to 70 students actually going to be working with the craftsmen on site, chipping stone and working on the building and building some courtyard walls here, all with varying levels of expertise in the stone field, from never touching a hammer to several. We'll be here working towards a further accreditation process, which will happen on the Monday following the festival. So yeah, it should be a busy site.
Yeah, we were talking earlier with Dean here at the site and whatnot. It is kind of a lost art, and I've got to say congratulations to you for hosting the festival. I understand that it's not going to probably be an annual one. We're not going to build one of these every year type of thing, but introducing this type of a building construction back to as a landscaping, but you know, a practical type of use for building projects in the area as well too. So congratulations, Tim, on hosting this, having this, and reintroducing or revitalizing the dry stone masonry work. Now, one of the things that was interesting, this doorway here is rather small at the present time, but even somebody of my height's going to hit it really hard. You're going to just really take a glance off of it, but this isn't a doorway. From what I understood, this is going to be an arch doorway with very much traditional, as we've seen at castles and whatnot. Is that true, or how close am I to predicting that?
That is correct. As the craftsmen come in and build the arch over this doorway, once it's built and geometry takes over, we'll be able to drop this we'll call it false arch out of here and open it up, and I think even you, Mr. Eccles, will be able to find your way through clearly without banging your head.
Without having to wear a hard hat to get through
Yes.
it. What you said interesting was is this really is kind of, you keep calling it a stable. I see we have a fireplace in the end of it. So is that what you're kind of promoting it as a stable, or?
Well, the whole project began, and we didn't know what to call this, I guess, and then it started out, and we said, well, let's call it a stone stable. We're on sort of a farm property here. We weren't sure. We maybe still don't have the proper name for it, but it did evolve with the fireplace getting added into it, and so we're not sure what we'll call it at the end of the day.
We'll call it fabulous, is what we'll call it, and
I think so.
spectacular. A piece of new history, developing old skills here in West Grey. And again, I congratulate you. I'm
Thanks, Kevin.
very, very interested and excited about the festival that's coming on at the end of the month, 28th, 29th, and the 30th of September. There are some tickets left, I think, for the Rib Fest, but as Tim has said, it's free. Come drop by at any time and watch the professionals do the work here. They may even give you a hammer to do a little bit of chipping, just to say that you were part of this historic building here in West Grey. Congratulations again.
Absolutely. Thanks, Kevin. Thank you.